A year ago, this was just an empty patch of grass. Today, it's finally finished. But this video isn't exactly about this shop. It's about what happens next. This shot might look a little familiar. This is basically the same way I had the cars parked and the same framing from the very first YouTube video that I did a little over a year ago, which makes this building even more crazy. When I started the YouTube channel a year ago, I didn't really imagine that this is where I would end up, but here we are. I probably don't have to explain to anybody that's actually watching this video why having a shop like this is such a dream scenario. I've wanted something like this since for as long as I can remember, which is crazy. What were we talking about? My memory. Obviously, this is way more room than the previous garage where you guys have seen me working for the last year on these 3 cars. And I think that everyone that has worked in a garage knows the struggle of trying to move around other cars that are parked in the garage, jacking cars up, working underneath a car, trying to do large-scale projects on the floor on jackstands, which is doable. I've done it for my entire life. I've never had anything like this, so I've never really even had the opportunity to have a lift of any kind. But that's all changing now. I did do the 6-speed transmission swap in the Supra before I had the channel, but that very much happened on jackstands on my back, trying to put a transmission in a car, which I'm sure some of you guys know isn't the easiest thing. I've also pulled the engine out of the Evo and out of the Focus just the old-fashioned way. Taking the transmission and the transfer case out of the Evo in my driveway when I was younger, one of the more difficult things I've done when it's come to working on cars. I have it down now, but at the time, it was the first time I had ever taken the transmission and transfer case out of that car. Not the easiest thing to do when it's, 12 inches off the ground, however much the jack stands gave me. And I can't tell you how many times I've said while working on cars, how much easier would this be with a lift? Now I'll know. But I think to really appreciate this shop, this building, this concrete, everything that we have here, I think we need to rewind to the beginning. course, the first hurdle finding the property to build the shop on. Previously, we were just in a regular suburban neighborhood where there's no room to build anything. So finding property that has enough land that's laid out to build what you want on it with as little restrictions as possible in order to let you build what you want. AKA a very understanding or ideally no HOA at all. And we finally found it. This is big enough to build whatever we want on it, far enough from any neighbors where we can do what we want here, and relaxed enough rules that we can kind of build whatever we want. And then after you have the property, you have to decide what to build. And honestly, it's probably the hardest part about all of this is deciding what kind of building you actually want, because there's lots of choices. You can do post frame, you can do stick built, you can do metal building, which is what we decided to do here, as you can see. And they all kind of come with their own sets of benefits. The metal buildings tend to be a little bit less expensive. Once all those decisions are made and you know how big you want to go, what kind of building you're going to do, then the real fun starts, which is all the planning and execution of what needs to be done before the building even goes up. Digging out and putting in a foundation, filling that entire foundation with rock, and then finally the concrete pad that we are on right now. This entire concrete pad is thick enough to where I can put a lift anywhere on it. I think going to prove to be very nice. The original plan was to maybe just do one little section where I wanted to put a lift, do that one a little bit thicker. Ultimately, we decided to do the same thickness all the way across. That way in the future, if we want to put more lifts or move a lift, or I change my mind where I wanted to put the lift in the first place, before I install it, we can just put it anywhere. And then the construction of the shop itself, which was honestly the fastest part of this. Once we had decided on what type of shop we wanted, the size we wanted, the colors we wanted, the doors we wanted, basically all the design elements, the building manufacturer got in contact with us, gave us basically an install date. 4 guys showed up and knocked this out in 3 days, which is pretty crazy, because it went from a concrete pad to completely up in 3 days. I don't know, to me that's impressive. It would have taken me much, much longer to do this by myself, that's for sure. And then of course, the final piece of the puzzle was the driveway, which deciding the width and the length of that out to the road, making sure we had enough room for both these gigantic doors that we have here. Ultimately, there's a lot of money in concrete and shop and cars now in this area. And there's still a ton of future plans coming for the shop. We have lighting, electrical, lift, insulation, toolboxes, benches, design layout, all of that stuff coming in the future, along with, once we're done with all of that, a video that will be hopefully a full price breakdown of how much exactly all of this cost. And after all of that work and all of those decisions, this is where we ultimately ended up. The shop is a metal building that is 40 by 50 with 14-foot walls and is the home of the channel. This is where everything in the future is going to happen. And trust me, there's still a lot of stuff coming. All of the work that has to go into this building is going to be projects on the channel. So when we do the electric, I'm going to show you guys how we do it. When I put the lift in, I'm going to show you the decision-making process on where to put it and how we installed it. And don't forget, we also have the final showdown between the Supra and the Evo to see which one of those cars ended up the quickest. And I know it's been a bit on the back burner, but was introduced earlier in the year, but we still do have another Focus, and it's not the one that we originally had on the channel. I've swapped it out with something a little different, but we still have big plans for it. So if you're on the channel for the Focus, stay tuned, because there's definitely more Focus content coming. But I think there is something that needs to be done first in the new shop to break it in. I wonder what that could be. Well, I guess it's broken in. Anyway, stay tuned.